Hello YouTube, Randy here in the shop again today. Um, Today I'm back working on the 64 Impala. I did shoot a bunch of videos here last week, and then I found out that the sound didn't work on the camera I was using. Everything ended up being completely silent. If you listen really closely, you can hear it in the background, but as I was narrating, as I was working away, none of that got recorded. So I can use some of the footage because I did take a lot of footage of actually working on the car, but I didn't get a whole lot that you can hear what I'm doing. What I've been working on is putting the new floor pan into the Impala. Takes a pair of pliers made specifically for them. There's a ring on the bottom. Fit that over. They're spring loaded. There we go. Down, pull it out. You can see when they come out, they come together, and the tracks. They hold. I have to double check my measurements, but right It's just about done now. I'll turn you around here and you can see. Oh, just a second. I know how to do this. Okay, right here you can see it's spot welded all the way around the entire perimeter of the floor. Up here at the toe board, the welds are on the outside, on the flange that sticks out at the firewall. All the way across there. And then it's spot welded all the length of that side and across the back. So the perimeter is held down securely now. She's getting some strength back into it. Yeah, you can tell I'm get a lot of junk in the car as I'm working here. So what I've got to do now is under the car, I put all new bracing underneath of this floor. It's welded to the rocker panels, but it's not welded to the floor yet. I got holes all drilled in it, or punched, or actually on those it was drilled. Now I just got to do a whole bunch of spot welds there, hold everything up nice and tight, weld it up, and then this thing will have a lot of strength back to it. A couple people have suggested, well, if you're going to weld them underneath, why don't you just flip, you're on a rotisserie, why don't you just rotate it sideways? You can get at them really easy. And I'd like to do that, except right now I'm working alone. Oh, just a second. I'd like to do that, except right now I'm working alone, and kind of hard to flip this thing because there is a lot of weight to this, even though it's there's not much to it. There's a lot of weight still in this body, and I don't want to get it halfway rotated and it take off on me. And this rotisserie I've got, let me bring you around here and show you it. Over here. Okay. So it's great there. You got a square tubing goes across, the body mounts across the front. But if you look at my rotisserie, that's a couple of old brake drums, or brake rotors, excuse me, with holes drilled in them. They're bolted together. One is, excuse me, one is welded to the big pipe here, and the other one is welded to the little pipe that's inside of it. So it will rotate. Once I take these two bolts out, it'll rotate. And that's a piece of pipe, a square tube down inside. I can jack this up, raise it up, give me enough room to rotate it. I just don't want to try doing it on my own. There's nothing to stop it if it takes off. So I am going to wait for right now. Once I get this floor all welded into it, back up and you can see the front of the 64 Impala. I still got to strip all this stuff off the firewall, but I want to get the floor done first. Thing is, once I get this floor all welded in and the bracing all welded in, there's going to be a lot more structural strength into this thing. So I'll get that done, make this thing as strong as it ever was, if not stronger than it was from the factory, because let's face it, some of the welds that were in this thing when I started are pretty sketchy. So now it's all welded solid. There was spots where you'd go 4, 5, 6 inches without a weld on where the original floor was welded into it. So now it's every 2, 2.5 inches, and at the back it's even more. That's where I was having to put some self-tapping screws to get everything to suck down nice and tight. And there were some holes from some clecos when I first put the floor in. So what I'm going to do is right now I'm going to crawl underneath of this thing and have do a whole bunch of overhead welding and see how many holes I can burn in myself. Shouldn't be too bad. With these aftermarket bracing, Not everything's snugging up to the floor the way it would have been with the factory ones, but you know what? We'll get it as close as we can and call it good. It'll be a lot stronger than it was when I first got this thing. So with that, I'm going to get my stuff together and crawl underneath of this thing and make some sparks. Okay, I'm under the car, getting nice and comfy. You can see right here, the main underfloor brace goes all the way across. It's new. Two here, the forward under seat, they only come halfway across here. And the rear one here. They're all new on both sides. They're already welded to the frame, or to the rocker panels, both sides. Now I just got to weld the floor to these. Lots of overhead. There you go. Now I just got to weld these in. Lots of overhead. It'll be super fun for the next little while. But it is what it is. See how many holes I have in my sweater by the time I'm done. I'm going to put you guys over here and get started.